Hello everyone, welcome back to Shonky Lab. Yes, we're back again for like the umpteenth time. I'm Elton, and joining me today is my guest producer, Mr. Andy Plastides.
Hello!
How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm not too bad, sir. Not too bad. Survived another year. We made it. Still waiting to see the spinners and, motorcycles with the electric glowing brakes. But other than that, all good.
Yeah, I'm hoping to, it'll be nice to see that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be nice,
Spinners and, okay. Funky bikes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool. That sounds good. Spinners, yeah, I like them. Although I don't understand them. Are they cars?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Well, they're cars that can also fly.
Right.
Spinner is actually the name of a company. They're a brand in the film.
Ah, okay.
So it's like
the more you know.
Well, it's that. But I think what happened is they were probably the first to invent the flying car, as we see in Blade Runner, because in 2049, Agent K's spinner is made by Peugeot.
I haven't seen that yet. That's one I need to get round to see for Black Dog.
Okay. No. Fuck Black Dog. Fuck all that. This is what's happening here. Next time it's on at the Prince Charles Cinema, we just missed it this Saturday, just gone.
Yeah.
Next time it's on at the Prince Charles, I'm dragging your ass to the cinema.
Right.
And we're going to watch that.
Will they show both?
They do, but they usually do it as a double bill. You don't have to see both, but they offer it as an option. But yes, we will go to the cinema, and I will, for I think the 15th time at the cinema, see 2049.
15th?
I might be slightly exaggerating, but I did see it a lot of times at the cinema.
Right.
It's a damn good film. Okay.
Do you know, when did that come? That came out this year, didn't it?
No,
last
2016.
Year. So. 2016.
Yeah. Oh. When we and Lee went and saw it, we had to balance up. Did the shit storm that was the rest of the year, was it worth it for the fact we got a good Blade Runner sequel? We still can't quite decide.
Right.
But it was a damn good film.
Okay, fair enough. Sounds good. Yeah, I need to get my arse in gear and watch that. So I don't need to watch it for next week. That's all right. That's good.
No, not for next week, but when it's, I will find out when it's next on at the Prince Charles. I will let you know. I will book tickets and we shall go and see that film.
Okay, cool.
I don't care if you're on night shift or on call or anything. Like, those motherfuckers can wait in the elevator.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of doesn't work like that. I'd love it to work like that. It doesn't work like that, though, I'm afraid. Anyway, so what are we here to talk about? We're here.
I don't know. I was here.
Yeah, here to talk about a kind of review of 2018. Basically, I've got a 2018 Wikipedia page up, and we're just going to run through that.
Oh, you know what we should have done?
Go on.
We should have had awards.
Okay, that's
like best of 2018 things, like best scandal and best death and best royal wedding. I don't know.
Well,
shit it is.
Well, we could do like the best, I don't know, maiden flight of the most powerful rocket to date. I don't know.
Okay, fine. I've got someone in mind for that. But I'll tell you what we'll do when we're doing a story. We'll think of what award it would get. There you go. We'll do it retroactively. We'll pick a topic and then we'll give it an award that we make up.
Okay. With that in mind, just before we dive into that, did you get anything juicy for Christmas?
Ooh, for Christmas just gone. Juicy? I don't know.
Cool. That made you go, oh, yeah, I like that. That surprised me.
Well, so, we kind of, me and Amber, we got ourselves a Christmas present a little bit before Christmas.
Yep.
We picked up a massive TV, to my shame, but Black Friday sale. I'm sorry, but it was a really good deal and I couldn't resist it.
Shame on you.
So I got shame on me, but I have a 55-inch TV in my room now. So.
Jeez, man.
Yay me.
You must hurt your neck when you watch that.
It is a bit like, that bit in 2001 when you're flying through the wormhole and you just got the colours coming at you. It's a bit like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing as well, I got Red Dead Redemption 2. Not for Christmas or anything, but that on a 55-inch TV is very damn good.
Oh, man. Yeah, that looked good. So when you got this 55-inch TV, which is disgusting as far as I'm
I
concerned.
will also point out it was literally the biggest one that would fit in the car.
Right.
As in, it just fit. Nothing bigger would fit in the car.
Did you get it in the room and go, that's maybe a bit too big?
No, we got it in the room, we set it up, and we're like, that just fits nicely.
Right.
It just, in my house, was an old fireplace, so there's the chimney going up through the room.
Yeah.
And it kind of just covers that chimney just nicely. And it sits on the dresser, and it's like, it fits there just nicely. There have been calls, and I'm in fact getting looks suggesting that the larger one, the 65-inch one, would have been an option. And I'm looking, it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit in the car, and it wouldn't fit in the room. But still.
65-inch. Then you're getting to almost projector size.
It's true. It's true.
You might as well get a projector, mate.
But this was an obscenely large TV for an obscenely low amount of money. So yes, as far as juicy Christmas presents go,
yeah,
that was that. Yes,
that's all right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I ended up with Red Dead Redemption 2 as well.
Excellent game.
Although I didn't get it on Christmas Day, and I caused a faff.
Oh dear, what did you do?
Well, I'm like a 40-year-old man now. I have kids. We bought them presents, and they really liked their presents, the computers that we spoke about on the Black Dog. And then I realized I got a few presents. I was really, really happy with everything that I got. I loved every single bit. But I was waiting for that Red Dead Redemption to turn up. And I was sat there, and all my presents had gone, and it was a case of, you play that tricky game where, all your presents have gone, but here's one we've saved for last. And I was kind of hoping that would happen, and, all your presents are gone, Elton. Okay, fine. That's all right. No, seriously, all of them are gone. No, it's okay. Okay, fine. And I just sat there, just waiting for something else. And yeah, that was it. It was all done. I was like, okay. Kind of wanted to play that on Christmas Day. I'm too old for that. I'm far too old to be throwing a hissy fit like that. But
it didn't stop you, though. It didn't stop you.
I don't know. It didn't stop me at all. Didn't stop me at all. Massive child I am. Child I am. But
we have a slightly different tradition here. We don't do the overs one hidden present. No. My family are something of sadists when it comes to wrapping up presents. So if we decide that we wish to induct you into the order such as it was, what usually happens is it's a present inside a box, inside an entire roll of brown tape, not done continuously, done in loops. Ooh. And then like alternating it in that way, and then possibly that inside another box, also done that way. One year when we were younger, my dad did that to my younger brother.
Yeah.
And he hides any sharp implements at all. Like there's no scissors, there's no files, there's nothing to be found. My brother did that, and he found the key to the office. He went up into the office, and there was another box waiting for him. So yeah, that's how we get our jollies here.
So no sharp implements. It's just teeth and nails.
Yeah, and praying, praying it'll be over. Yeah, and I got to tell you, we're damn good at it. We are. We know, so none of this kind of just doing a continuous one. Don't give them corners. Don't give them bits where they can lift up the brown tape or anything like that. No, it's if you really, really want to be mean as well, give it a spray of like some clear varnish as well.
Oh,
yeah,
that's mean. I like it though. I really do like it.
And I was going to say, whoever pulled the trick on you this year with Red Dead Redemption, well, I hope they look forward to the 3 rounds rolls of brown tape that you employ on their present.
Yeah, well, it did turn up, but it was, we went down to my parents' house. My mum and dad, who are both retired, had to go and buy their son, who's 40, a video game. Work that one out.
I know. Of course, it pales in comparison to the best present you received.
Go on.
The poetry of Kimi Räikkönen.
That's really good. It's like full of haikus and just weird stuff like radios. And he's just talking about radios. I love it. I really do. We're going to have to adopt that at some point.
We'll find a venue for it, definitely. And when we go and see Blade Runner, you can bring it along there because I want to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's get into 2018. Let's run through. There is one specific one I want to talk to at the very end, but that is ending up in December anyway.
Before we get there, though.
Oh, okay.
Before we get there. So we know this is 2019 right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the year of Blade Runner. Blade Runner is set in 2019. It's the year of Akira, also set in 2019, and also The Running Man. All of these films are set in 2019. So I was wondering what films were set in 2018. And I got a couple here. So I'll just read off a couple of films that were set in 2018. I'm not talking about films that were released in 2018 because that's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm talking about older films so we can kind of just see how the world has changed. So, Terminator Salvation. Do you remember Terminator Salvation? The one by McG.
Oh, God.
Christian Bale.
That was set in 2018.
That is set in 2018. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. There you go. Rollerball, the 1975 film, starring James Caan. And I haven't seen that one. I think it's kind of a Running Man-esque thing. I'm sure Jim is hurling abuse at the screen because he's no doubt seen this. But that's set in 2018. Yeah. And one of Darren's favourites was also set in 2018. Iron Sky.
That's the Nazis on the moon one.
Nazis on the Moon was set in 2018.
Do you know, I haven't seen that, surprisingly.
I thought you did it for Black Dog. Or was this before your time?
No, we haven't done that for Black Dog at all.
Yeah, I think you might have done. I think it might have been done.
Right. I don't remember. Maybe I was off that day. I don't know.
Maybe you were. And let me tell you this. Don't mention it to anyone. Because if you do, someone will put it down for the list for next year. So,
right. Well, I think there is a Patreon for that.
Oh no! I have big plans for your Patreon. Big plans. Oh, I have such sights to show you.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to what other people turn up with as well. They're normally they are always pretty good.
I look forward to breaking that duck.
The Mighty Ducks. Are you putting down the Mighty Ducks?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, I wouldn't do anything that nice for you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get in to 2018. I know we've.
And one last thing before we get into 2018 proper. Last thing.
Let's just pull ourselves out of it again.
Well, just before we dive in, I've got to ask this question. How was it for you personally? Was it a good year?
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll leave it at that then.
No, there was lots going on. I think I've commented on most of it as well, but it wasn't great at all. I'm trying to be positive for this year. That's all I want. Positivity.
Yes.
So, right. What about yourself? Was it any good for you? I suppose.
Well, I'm legally obliged to say it was good because I got married.
Yeah.
Yay! And I got my wife back as well.
Yeah.
So, yay!
You found her.
Hey!
She was in the third castle.
it was in the third castle. Damn you, Bowser! But we finally got there. So all in all, though, for me personally, 2018 was not too bad. 2016 and 2017 were largely dumpster fires, though.
Yeah.
So I felt I was due a good one. So.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back and talk about it then, yes? Before you was married and all that malarkey.
Oh, in the before time.
Yes. There's a lot of death. There's a lot of killings, and I don't want to talk about the killings. I don't want to talk about the president, really. But
no.
There was a total eclipse, or a lunar eclipse. When was that? That was January.
Was it a total eclipse of the heart?
No. Oh, the moon appears as a supermoon on January 31st. Supermoons are rubbish, man.
They really are, aren't they? They're built up and bigged up and all this, and you go, hey, it's all right.
Supermoons are rubbish. And people always turn around and say, oh, look, it's supermoon. It seems so big and so large. No, it doesn't. It doesn't even seem slightly bigger. It needs to be on the horizon for it to be bigger.
We're still talking about, astral phenomenon at this point, yeah? Just making sure. Okay.
Yes. Not the childish thing where you pull your pants down.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. No, they're rubbish. Unless you got the horizons for you to see the moon and give it some depth perspective, then they just seem rubbish because you're looking up at the moon and you got nothing, no reference for it. But I think that's just me. I think that's just me being harsh on the moon. But whenever these sort of things roll around, like, the Earth is going to be so close to the moon now, no, give over. And when people come up and say, oh, look, it seems so big. It seems so big in the sky. Did it really? Honestly, did it really? I don't think it did. I don't think it did. What else we got? February 6th, SpaceX. This was...
Here we go. Here's some good shit.
Is this the one with the rockets landing back down?
This is the one where Elon Musk decided, I am sick to death of having to store this Tesla Roadster in my personal garage,
right.
So I'm going to shoot it to Mars.
It is the one where the rockets landed perfectly as well, isn't it?
Two out of three landed perfectly, yes.
Yes, yeah. That was wicked.
That was very, very cool. So for those who you aren't up with it and down with the kids at SpaceX, the Falcon Heavy is currently, I believe, the most capable launch vehicle available.
Yeah.
It's effectively 3 Falcon 9 rockets strapped together, capable of launching a Tesla Roadster to a trans-Martian injection orbit. So, hey, that was its first flight. It not only launched the Tesla into a trans-Martian injection, where it broadcast video while playing David Bowie, which was pretty awesome. It then managed to land 2 of the 3 segments. The third one almost landed. The reason it failed is it ran out of fuel.
Right.
And they know to fix that for the next one. So the next time a Falcon Heavy launches, which I believe is this year sometime. Mm-hmm. In fact, man looks up thing on the internet really quickly. It's scheduled for March. We should get all 3 segments coming back, which would be cool.
Man, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was like the most exciting thing since the bloody shuttle launched.
It was. It was proper movie stuff, wasn't it? It was Thunderbirds are go. You're waiting for all the palm trees to drop down to the side. And the way that these booster rockets just came down and landed perfectly, synchronized as well. It's just so cool.
It was amazing. Did you see the video they put out to the Space Oddity score?
Yes.
But it was beautifully cut together, and it just shows all these people really excited watching that thing launch. And yeah, just the excitement in the run up to it. I'm a little disappointed they haven't had a chance to launch another Falcon Heavy, but I'm looking forward to seeing it because they're now using the Block 5s, because that Falcon Heavy was mostly made up of reused Block 3 and 4s.
Right.
And we're never going to fly again. It was just like, hey, if it blows up, who gives a fuck? But from now on, they're only using Block 5s. So that should be cool. Slightly more power, more reliability. They're designed to be able to be flown up to like 10 times.
Yeah.
With no refurbishment. Just make sure they're clean and then, way to go.
So they can park it, refuel it, and then send it up.
That's the idea, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anything else that you want to pick out from around that sort of area?
You had the Winter Olympics, but I didn't give no fucks.
No, I didn't really notice it.
No.
Didn't really notice it at all.
The thing is, I don't really watch much terrestrial TV anymore.
Yeah.
So it's, the only way I know things like the Olympics are going on when it's the only thing on BBC, and because I don't do that anymore, so, who cares?
Do you know, I've noticed myself doing that as well.
Oh, I do remember they had that. We're not talking about it yet.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a drone story here.
Yeah.
In that they had the opening ceremony, they had all those synchronized drones flying around.
I don't remember that at all.
It was really impressive. They had a load of drones, and they formed the Olympic rings in the sky. It was just a way of doing it without fireworks and everything. That was really impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. Okay.
But that's not the big drone story today. We'll get to that later. But we're Juicy Dangler. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that.
Yeah. But we're in February. You can't talk about that until December, so you have to wait.
Oh, God. Was there anything else in February? No, I don't think there was there?
Well, nothing you particularly want to speak about. There was a school shooting because, America. And there was a couple of plane crashes because planes.
Yeah. The school shooting, was that the one where all the high school kids came out in protest? Or was that later on?
No, I think this was Parkland, so this is where a lot of them kind of said, "Do you think you could not shoot us?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Please stop shooting us." And then they wanted to arm the teachers, etc.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, only a good guy with a gun can stop a bad guy with a gun.
You know what? On the basis that we don't want this to turn into one of those rants, and you said you didn't want to mention him, let us move on from that.
It's really hard not to, though.
It is, especially since there's stuff that happens in March. We're going to have to talk about it as well. Joy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there was... Oh, bloody hell. Just stop it, guys. Honestly, please, just stop it.
Make it stop.
Yeah. There's nothing else really there that I want to talk about in March. April... Yep. I think there was something that I wanted to.
A couple of things about. I think it's probably worth mentioning in March, though, just because they were a big deal here-ish. It was the poisoning by the nerve agent of a former Russian agent. Just because that's something out of a bloody Bond film, isn't it?
Mm.
Nerve agents, Russians poisoning former spies, everything. It's just like if you told me 5 years ago this was like a thread we were going to be following, I'd be like, get over yourself, man. Maybe in the 80s or the 70s, but in 2018, madness, sir.
Yeah. Oh, Novichok, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the stuff. Yeah.
Almost related as well. Vladimir Putin, he ran for a fourth term. He's been elected the president for a fourth term. They don't have like a
term limits.
Yeah, the term limits
they do.
set. They do.
Yeah. Well, you see, Putin was
or
first
can he just
elected.
wave that away? Can he?
I think he might be trying to do that, but he was first elected in around 2000.
Yeah.
And they can do 2 terms, so that took him to 2010.
Yep.
So what he then did was he decided to be the prime minister for a little bit. So he swapped with the prime minister for a term. And then he decided he wanted to be the president again. And then he was the president.
He's such a dodgy fucker. I know he's not listening.
Allegedly.
So I can say that. No, he is a proper Dodge Pop McDougal, isn't he? Come on.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And one other interesting story in March, which appeals to me as a Av geek, as we call ourselves.
Yeah.
We had the first non-stop chartered flight, as in like regular service, between Australia and the UK.
So non-stop.
Non-stop. So you could take off from Perth. Granted, it's on the west coast.
Yeah.
But you could take off from Perth on a 787 and fly all the way to Heathrow.
So what's happened there then? Why can we do that now?
Well,
different aircraft?
Different aircraft. The 787, at least the one they're using there, is partly made out of composite materials. So like carbon fibers and stuff like that. So it's a lot lighter. Very efficient engines. The engines on this thing are absolutely massive. So it's a lot lighter, it's a lot more fuel efficient, and so it can go longer on a fuel tank. Mm-hmm. And so it can fly non-stop from Western Australia to the UK with passengers. That's the key thing here. Yeah. You could do it before from like the East Coast if you just fill it full of fuel, but now you can do it with passengers. So they started offering that flight, which I believe was like 17 hours or something like that. No, it was longer than that. It was because the stopping service is 24 hours to Sydney or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a long ass time anyway.
That's not a bad gig though, is it? Surely you get up to 38,000 feet and then hit autopilot.
You don't even have to get up to 38,000 feet before you hit the autopilot.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose.
Autopilots today are so sophisticated that once you push back from the gate, it is capable of taxiing the aircraft to the runway, taking off, flying the route, landing, and taxiing you to the next gate.
Right. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's there just in case, though, isn't it?
Well, if you ever see the cockpit of like an A380 now, in front of a pilot is not a yoke or a control column or anything like that. It's a keyboard. Because primarily what he is doing is just typing in controls and information into the autopilot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Flipping hell, man. I love the idea of it, but it's the relying on the computer thing.
Well, almost, or not almost all, but, the vast majority of fatal air accidents usually involve pilot error.
Yeah.
I'm not implying that, that's the problem or anything like that. Obviously so many more things, but it's the human element which lets it down.
That's the variable, though, isn't it? A computer can run that program 1,000,000 times and it'd be exactly the same. Whereas we wake up in a foul mood. Computers don't do that.
No. Well, they might in 2001, but
Yeah, they should have by now, shouldn't they?
I meant how, but yeah.
Yeah. The world's last male northern white rhino dies in Kenya, making it the subspecies functionally extinct. That's sad.
That is sad. And it does mean that when I save a comment from Jim Moon in the chat now, it's going to undercut it slightly. Jim says that pilots are now required to be qualified in Candy Kush. But yeah, the rhino dying was very sad as well.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, they got to kill the time, haven't they?
Not rhinos.
No, not the rhinos, no. Let's move on.
Yes, let us move on from that to April,
and it's just death and destruction and bombs and crashes.
Yep, nothing worth talking about there happens. Moving on.
Oh no! Kim Jong-un crosses into South Korea to meet with the President Moon Jae-in, becoming the first North Korean leader to cross the demilitarized zone since its creation in 1953.
Well, to be fair, there's only been 2 others.
Yeah, his old man.
And his granddad.
Yeah, his granddad. Yeah, well, it's first little steps, isn't it? Not that I know much about that sort of stuff, but it's first little steps.
And that came after he'd met the aforementioned president, who we're not going to mention the name. So
I thought that was in May that they sat down.
They'd sat down in May. They accepted the invitation in March.
Yeah, and it was all pulled, wasn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. NASA was doing other stuff in May as well.
Well, April, was it April? No, it was May. May, it launched the InSight probe to Mars.
Yep.
Which landed later. What was interesting about this launch, though, is it was the first interplanetary launch from the west coast of the US.
Okay, is this like managed to get to the UK from the west coast of Australia type thing again?
A little bit. So when when you fly out of Kennedy on the east coast, they take off into a equatorial orbit generally. They fly out over the Atlantic, and they've got the advantages of the Earth's spin gives them extra bits of boost there to get into orbit. It gives them a bit of extra kick, so a bit more velocity.
Yep.
When you're doing it from Vandenberg, though, on the west coast, it's typically a polar orbit. They take off. Besides, I think it's a bit to the north of LA, I think. And they head south over the Pacific Ocean into a polar orbit. So they don't get the extra boost from the spin of the Earth. But this was, I believe, the last flight of an Atlas, or was it a Delta? What did it launch on? It was an Atlas V. It was the last flight of an Atlas V booster.
Yeah.
And InSight is relatively light, and the Atlas V is relatively hefty. So it has so much additional lifting capability. It didn't have to. It could still send it off to a Martian orbit from the west coast. And the reason they did that is there's more launch slots available there as opposed to on the east coast.
Right.
And Mars is only in a good position for about 2 months every 4 years.
Yeah.
Anyone who's seen The Martian will know this. So it makes more sense to launch from the West Coast and guarantee a launch slot than if you're over on the East Coast and, you miss because of weather, you might lose your slot.
Is that all just down to weather then, is it?
It was down to weather and the fact they had this Atlas available. They've retired the booster now, so it was the last flight and they're not using it anymore.
Right. And so, the InSight has it landed on Mars yet?
Yes, it landed in Mars. It landed, I believe, in December. It might be the end of November.
It says here it's expected to land on Mars in November. Okay. Use a drill to conduct geological science. Yeah, no,
it landed there. That's where we had the very impressive and very cool, I might say, high five / handshake between a couple of mission controllers.
Oh, that was that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with them is you hear about a launch and then you hear about a landing and you don't put the launch and the landing together. If you're like me, I see the landing or I see the launch and I'm like, okay, it'll be 5 months. I don't remember 5 months. I don't put it on my calendar to remember that. And yet I see the landing and I'm like, oh, okay, well, they must have launched that 5 years ago and it's just got there. There it is. They didn't find a car on Mars at all then, no?
Not yet, no.
No.
Well, you say that. The New Horizons probe, that launched in 2010.
Right. Wow. Okay. There was a wedding. There was a royal wedding in May. Are you really worried about the royal wedding at all? This is the one
using the theatre of the mind, allow me to paint a picture for you.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine we are standing here before this massive field, a vast field, vast swathes of land, vast tracts.
I can almost see the curvature of the earth.
You can almost see it, it stretches out as far as the eye can see. But hearken, for there are no crops growing here. The soil is barren. Nothing has grown. For this here is the field into which I grow my fucks for the royal wedding. Cast thine eyes upon it, and you will see that it is barren.
Yes.
For I have no fucks to give.
But it still grips people, though, this sort of stuff.
Not me.
No, but it says here there was a global audience of 1.9 billion people watching this.
You see, this is the thing I don't get, right? Most of our royal wedding stuff, and royalty in general, seems to be there for tourists, predominantly American tourists.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I seem to recall the whole point of that little scuffle back in 1776 was to get rid of the monarchy. So why are you so obsessed with it now? Why? My wife is laughing at me, but why?
But yeah, it's a tourist trap, isn't it? But we do pomp and ceremony like no one else. I didn't watch the wedding. I was outside sanding something. I remember sanding something out in the garden and listening out there. There was not a single car driving past. There was no one. It was just me and my sander.
Was it like 28 days later?
it pretty much was. There were no birds chirping or anything like that. It was dead silence. And I think it ended and then everyone started coming out of their houses. But I like what do I like? I like the pomp and ceremony that goes behind it. I don't mind the royal family. I've got no problems with them. I'm not one of these people that want to get rid of the royal family at all. I'm just, okay, they're there. I've got no problems. As long as the Queen doesn't come down and go, off with his head, because she could do that one day. She's the only person in this country that could say them words, and it actually happened.
I can think of a few people, if she came down and started saying it to them right now, it would be a huge upswell in public support for the monarchy.
Yeah, but she can say it, and it happened, and there'd be no questions asked.
Oh, there'd be a lot of questions asked. Oh, there'd be lots of questions asked.
I don't think there would be.
Oh, no, there would be.
But yeah, it's nothing that really gets me going or anything like, good luck to them. I don't really care. It's just like the 1% again, isn't it? Right. Anything else in May? I don't think there was anything else in May. Moving on to June. What do we have in June? There's North Korea stuff. Oh, this was it the World Cup in June? Yes, the World Cup in June. Now, you said you don't do the sports stuff.
Well, not the kicking the ball around sports stuff, no.
Yeah.
So, tell you what, just take your time, gush over it. I'll wait. Just give me a kick when you're done.
Okay. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I loved it. I loved every single minute of it. There's something almost magical about watching the tournament. Building up to it, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, we're not going to do well. The only bugbear from this time round was it's coming home furore that seemed to kick off absolutely everywhere. Yeah.
It seems to be every time there is a major international football tournament.
But we had genuine reason for this to actually happen. There was something in the water because England played very well. And it was a very good tournament for them. They got to the semi-finals.
They won? Oh, no.
No, semi-finals. But that's the best.
So they're not even the first of the losers?
Actually, no, they came fourth.
Okay.
Because they lost the semi-final.
Wooden spoon territory.
And then they played for a third place match and then they lost that as well. So we did come fourth. But I think it's because my boy's really into it. And so I get that side of things. I've got my other family that are really into it as well. So I get it from that side. And we weren't getting overexcited about it, but you can't help yourself when you're watching the semi-final going, do you know what? This might just happen. You never know. And then it doesn't. You're like, oh, why do I even bother? Why do I bother? But man, I thought it was good. I thought I had fun watching it. I had friends who enjoyed it. I had friends who hated it. I think you commented on it a couple of times. I know Medcalf commented on it a couple of times as well. It was annoying people.
I don't hate it or anything like that. For me, it's a non-entity. I mean,
yeah.
So we're going to slight diversion here, but I'm going to say not necessarily in 2018, but I've adopted a policy now that I'm not going to dump on people's stuff. If you enjoy a thing, that's awesome. That's great. It's not for me, but that's fine. I used to love dumping on like Star Trek Voyager because personally I hate it. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there who really like it. And I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong for liking it just because of my issues. You know, this world is a garbage fire on the whole. And if people are finding joy, be it through Star Trek Voyager or kicking a ball around or anything like that, that's great. I've just decided when I don't like something, I'm just going to keep stum. And that's it. So, yeah, the World Cup happened. And, you know, for me, it was, again, because I'm not a slave to terrestrial TV anymore and I don't have to watch it. I don't.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The only reason I even knew it was going on, and this is serious, the only reason I knew the World Cup was going on was because Shonky Lab was putting out like episodes about it.
Yeah, we did.
You and Lee did a couple of them. That's the only way I knew it was going on. That's it. So all power to you guys. You know, if look, and we get this with Formula One.
Yes.
People still don't understand that. There are times when I don't understand that, but it brings me a little bit of joy at 5 a.m. on a Sunday morning when I've woken up to watch the fucking Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's great. I for reasons I don't fully understand, I still watch the Monaco Grand Prix. But my point is, people don't get that. But for me, I enjoy it. So, you know, if it's not for me, that's fine. But you'll do you and enjoy it. If you enjoy it, that's great. Just revel in it. Don't go dumping on other people's stuff, though. Because, you know, there's Twitter, it now exists just to show people why you are wrong to like the thing. It doesn't need to be that way. Just like what you like and be happy about it.
Yeah.
So, go you.
Oh, hang on. We've had a comment in the chat room as well.
How does my philosophy hold up with the latest Star Wars film? I enjoy it. I like Last Jedi. Well, if you don't like it, that's fine. That's cool. But for me, I liked it.
Yeah.
Same with Solo. It was fine.
I'd like to adopt that way of life. I really would. I see.
Think of it as an extension of dudism, as I say while finishing my whitewashing. That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. Maybe I should try and adopt that as well.
Yeah, man. Seriously. As soon as you realise that people can just like what they like, and that's fine. And if you don't like it, that's fine, but keep it to yourself. I'm not talking about you personally, I'm just in general. But yeah, just because you don't like it, someone else does like it, doesn't mean they're wrong. And by all means, have the discussion, the debate if someone wants to, but don't. You see someone posting, saying, "Oh, I really like the thing," and then someone goes, "You're wrong, and this is why you're wrong, and this is why you should feel bad for liking the thing." It's like, but why?
See, I don't think I do that. I don't think so. I purposely go up to people and go, right, you're wrong for this reason. I may have done it in the past, and I probably had my tongue firmly planted in my cheek just to go. I think my first instance on the internet once was when someone was discussing WALL-E, and I hate that film with a passion. But if people like it, I get why they like it. And I think I went onto a forum and went, do you know what? You're wrong about this. But my tongue was planted firmly in my cheek when I said that. But you can't tell that when you're typing these words onto the internet. And so then I had a massive backlash on me. I was like, okay, rewind. Let's start all over again. And never really got the chance to start all over again. So disappeared from that place. But I don't think I go out my way to have a go at people's things. I've seen recently certain people saying that they type something and then someone's clearly looking for that statement and so hunts that statement down just to argue it. I'd never do that. I don't think I'd do that anyway. No, I'd never do that.
No.
So, but debate is healthy as well. And I think you need a little bit of debate sometimes. Oh,
absolutely. But I don't think debate comes down to me marching in and saying the World Cup is stupid and anyone who likes it is an idiot and this is why.
Oh, no. What? I know it's stupid and I know it's brilliant as well. Same as Formula One. I know it's stupid and I know it's brilliant. People like it and people hate it and people don't get it. That's fine. I've got no problems. The people I do have problems with are the people that turn around and say, right, this person is much better than this person. This is the reason why, and you have no argument to come back on that. That's the people I don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't like this person. Let's talk about it. Let's have a bit of fun about it. Let's have a bit of bants about it and discuss it and maybe try and persuade either way, me to you or you to me, and let's shake hands after it. But there's none of that anymore, is there? It just doesn't happen anymore.
No, it's now my way or the highway.
Yeah. Okay, so that is June or July.
That's the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for getting all serious there for a moment, everyone. We'll get back to fart jokes in a second.
No, that's fine. When did who's the Facebook guy? I forget his name now.
Zuckerberg.
When did he go into court and have his little moment in court? Was that in July?
Possibly. I'm not seeing it listed here.
No, I'm not seeing it anywhere, but that was hilarious.
Yeah, he did look like Data from Star Trek.
Yeah, he did. He looked he looked like he hadn't been watered in a little while as well. And there's like that proper moan as well when I think one of the senators asked him about, well, how do you make money? He's like, well, we run ads. And the senator must just be sat there going, really? They run ads? Interesting. But yeah, I think that was a marked moment in this year. Although I can't find it anywhere here at all.
Well, it says something about the share price of Facebook going down in July. So let's guess around that sort of period.
Yeah, maybe around then. August, there's nothing in July. August, was there anything
Apple became a $1 trillion company.
Are they
trillions?
Have they still got the most money?
Basically, they have all of the money.
They have all the money, but there's still more money to earn.
Oh, Martin points out that Zuckerberg was April, so there you go.
Oh, was that April? Really, that early?
Apparently so.
There we go. Nothing else in August. There's sanctions and heavy floods and lots of stuff that we don't really want. NASA launches an unmanned Parker solar probe to study the sun at close range. Well done, NASA.
That's pretty cool, that probe. In fact, I think it only recently started actually fulfilling its mission. But if you've seen Sunshine, this probe also has a big fuck-off reflector on the front of it. And when it gets as close as possible to the sun, it's perihelion, it turns that reflector to the sun and, just gathers all the data it can do. And then it transmits the data when it's further away. So it doesn't cook everything.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, a little bit.
September, nothing. That's a really quiet month, actually.
Well, unless you're in Indonesia and suffering an earthquake.
Yeah. Don't really want to talk about that sort of stuff. I don't really know about that sort of stuff either. I don't really know anything, but let's move on.
Okay.
October. People being killed. Oh, Jesus, man. It is a tire fire this year, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Okay. November. Let's not do anything there. There's nothing in there. Fuck it. Let's get to the drone, man. Come on, let's get to the drone.
You want to talk about the drone?
Yeah.
Well, before we talk about the drone, let's go back to InSight, because InSight landed on Mars in November.
Yep.
And what's interesting about InSight is it's the first time they've launched a probe which is actually going to drill into another planet to measure for seismic activity, because it's looking not for earthquakes but for Marsquakes.
Yes. I wonder how deep it's going to drill.
It's not that deep. I say not that deep. I think it's only digging down maybe not even a meter, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the first time they've done anything like that and dug down into another planet. And I just think it's interesting they've managed to do that. When they do the landings on Mars, there's usually the blackout, but they launched two tiny CubeSats at the same time. These are small little square things about the size of, I don't know, an iPad, something like that.
Yep.
Which could work as relay stations to let NASA know that it landed safely. And they also have a Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which is going around and it can tell you that, it could look and just see that it's landed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it's only like maybe 1 in 3 missions to Mars have a nasty habit of going wrong, usually at the landing stage. But this one landed absolutely perfectly, which was great. And so, go science.
Yeah. A lot of missions go wrong, but is that because we throw more missions at Mars?
It might be. We do send a lot of missions to Mars. Certainly a lot landing. It's very tricky as well because, it has a bit of an atmosphere, not a thick atmosphere and not no atmosphere.
Mm.
So, it creates those sort of problems there. But, it landed, which was awesome. So well done on that one. What else did I want to say from November? There was something there. And no, I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, there you go. 100th anniversary of the end of World War I.
Oh,
which I thought was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Although technically it's the 100th anniversary of the armistice, because the war didn't actually end until the following year when the peace was signed in a rail car in France.
Yes. Yeah, I think they got a mock-up of that car up in Duxford, haven't they?
Don't think Duxford, and I know the original one was destroyed by Hitler in the Second World War when he saw things were going south because he didn't want to have to sign another surrender in it.
Well, if I just destroy this car, then I won't be able to sign anything. No, because there's no other cars, are there? There's no other cars.
Vogstomper has an idea as to why the probes on Mars aren't getting through. It's the tripods are gobbling them all up. It's entirely possible.
I would so love it to be that. Actually, that's starting this year, isn't it? War of the Worlds?
The BBC series.
The BBC, yeah.
Yes. And hopefully I can arrange with the good Mr. Moon to do some a special on the Derelict about War of the Worlds.
Nice.
We'll talk off phone. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Cool. Also in December, hang on. No, was it December or was it January when China landed their probe on the moon?
That was January.
Oh, that was January.
That was just a couple of weeks. I say a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And also, New Horizon did its pass of Ultima Thule, which is a Kepler object. I think that might have actually been on New Year's Day.
Mm.
Yeah, it was New Year's Day because they were waiting for the transmission data to come through. So we'll have to wait an entire year before we can talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I think this year has been solely concentrating on Brexit. Oh, I said it. There you go. I think that's the first time I actually said that word.
Yeah, we've been trying to pretend that wasn't a thing.
Yeah. And, well, it's just been in the background constantly, hasn't it? And I don't want to get into it because, do you know what? I don't really understand it. Sometimes I think I know it, and then sometimes I'm like, no, do you know what? I haven't got a grasp of this. And then the next day I'm like, do you know what? I might have it. And then I've lost it again. It's difficult. It really is difficult. But there was a drone problem.
There was a drone thing, yes. Yes, there was.
And I did want to talk about
allegedly a drone thing at Gatwick.
Well, that is the thing. There was, I forget how many nights it was. It was one night, maybe 2 nights, where a drone was spotted at Gatwick.
Allegedly spotted
at Gatwick. And the airport shut all the planes down. It
was between the 19th and 21st of December.
Okay. And it didn't let anything fly in or fly out. I think it was letting certain things fly in for a limited time, but there was no one else leaving, and it caused massive disruption.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a drone flyer. I think you are a drone flyer, though. Is that correct?
I have a drone, yes.
And these things can't be flown near airports, like a mile radius?
They can't. And my drone, which is a Phantom 4 Pro, won't even take off near an airport because it has to be linked to GPS software for its tracking software and stuff to work.
Yeah.
And if you try and fly it by an airport or certain other locations, it just won't take off. And it goes, nope.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So if you fly it into the airspace or into the zone where it shouldn't be, what happens to it? Does it return?
Stops. It will stop at the boundary of the area.
Like it hits like a force field and it says, nope, no more.
Effectively, yeah. It will stop there. I don't know if it will fly back. I haven't flown into a no-fly area or restricted area with a drone.
Good.
But when with the software, those areas are marked out as red, basically. You can't take off from those. If you try and fly into those, my understanding is it just won't let you.
Yeah.
And comes back. Now, the alleged drones that were being used here were industrial ones, which are the large kind of octo ones. They have like 8 propellers attached to it. They're kind of the bigger ones that were used for filming a couple of years back and stuff like that, before the smaller ones kind of really took off. Pun intended there.
I was waiting for you to say that.
And they use different software, so I don't think they have those sort of restrictions. They're much more you need a spotter to be watching them while someone's flying it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the one I have, one man can fly that and the software kind of takes care of the rest of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's one of those ones of, there was definitely a drone there, but then there was maybe a drone there. Then there was, we can't say for certain there was a drone there. Maybe there wasn't a drone there.
Okay, what do you mean there possibly wasn't a drone there? Because surely they wouldn't shut down an international airport if there wasn't a drone there, would they?
Potentially they did. This is the thing. So the drones were reported to the police or whoever saying they'd seen this. So Gatwick shuts down the airspace. Police come in and look for it. Police can't find anything. They say you can reopen it. It's reopened, but then they get another report of a drone. So they shut it down again. And then they start bringing in other equipment. They bring in other drones as well. The police brought their own drones to try and spot this other drone.
Yeah.
Because, the idea is then you could follow it or whatever, And then what you have is people reporting the police drones as we're seeing drones. And all this goes on.
You can only see a bad drone with a good drone.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We're coming full circle there. But all of this went on. And the net result was the police arrested 2 people and they were released without charge because, they had nothing to do with it. And, and all that. It basically turned around to the lead investigator turning around and saying, well, look, we can't actually confirm there was a drone. We don't have any pictures of it. This is based solely on reports. And they might have been credible reports, but for all they know is it could have been 2 people just calling in saying, I just saw a drone.
Yeah.
There's nothing to know.
No,
can say.
The white drone. Sorry, man.
So yeah, no. So who knows? There might have been a drone. There might not have been.
Okay.
It's Schrodinger's drone. It both was and wasn't a drone.
Do you know what I think about this? Right. There's all this Brexit stuff going on, and there's rumours that it could possibly be there to divert your attention away from the fire that is going on in Westminster. And we need some sort of diversion from that. The media need a diversion from that. We need a good story to grip us. And what will grip you more than chaos at Christmas? And I think that's what they provided. Now, what I'm going to say is alleged, or not even alleged. This is my theory on it.
Okay.
Someone up in Westminster said, look, you need to get eyes off of us and onto something else. Okay. How can we do that? Okay. We need a disruption. We can't kill anyone, but we just need to cause a problem big enough to take all eyes off of us and put it onto that for a little while. Okay, fine. What we'll do, we'll either hoax a drone sighting or maybe throw a couple of drones around an airport, cause massive chaos, carnage all over the place, people sleeping on the floor. You always get the shots of people sleeping under stairs and on the floor and on the chairs and stuff like that. And poor kids can't go to Lapland, etc. And
I thought you said poor kids can't go lap dancing then. I was like, what?
Lapland.
Okay.
Lapland. That time of the year. And so they caused this problem. And then the problem with the media is you need closure on a story, whether it be good closure or bad closure, sufficient closure or insufficient closure. You still need a stop to that story. You need your tail end to it. You need your bookmark. You need your full stop. And so I think maybe whether or not they had drones flying around there. Someone made the call to say there were drones there. And so all this problem happened. Then that story needs to be finished. So they arrested 2 people. They knew that they'd be found innocent and cleared of all charges, etc. Their lives will be disrupted, but there's always casualties of war. But that arrest gives you a full stop to that story because people would be watching that story and if nothing happens and all of a sudden this story comes out of there might not be in a drone, people start asking questions. Okay, what happened? Who is it? What's going on? But when you've had an arrest, you have a face to the end of the story. And I think that's what happened here. Because we're not asking the questions anymore, are we? We're not asking, okay, if there wasn't a drone, what the hell happened? Who called it in? Why aren't you going up on them leads? Why aren't you following this story up? It's all seemed to have disappeared. Now, am I right in thinking that, or am I completely got my tinfoil hat on again?
Oh, you've clearly got your tinfoil hat on, well and truly firmly on there. Because the small problem with your premise there, if I may be so bold, is what this did amply demonstrate is that our infrastructure is in no way capable of dealing with an alleged drone sighting, and everything went to shit for 3 days before the busiest time of year for an airport. Yeah, based solely on that. I don't want to get too far into it because I'll get very ranty and very shouty. But the clusterfuck we have coming our way on March 29th, if whatever happens isn't averted, is nothing compared to what we just saw here. This was but a soupçon of the madness you can expect from that. So if this was meant to divert attention away from it, all it did was pull out a nice big microscope and say, here's a little teaser. You know, just something to look forward to. Little taster of what's in store for next year, guys. Have fun with that.
But it served its purpose, though. It served its purpose over the holiday period. I think it worked for the holiday period because you had, you had our, Lee, if you want, to join in, you're more than welcome to, by the way. You had a leader in the Tory party, and there was a vote of, I'm forgetting all my words now. What did they vote against her?
There was a confidence vote.
Yeah, that's it. Vote of no confidence for her. And you had all that story going on. And to then calm that down a little bit, you needed something to divert that. I think I might be wrong, but maybe I am wrong.
You are, but it's fine. We still love you.
Right. Okay. Hang on. I need to add someone to this call. How do you add a call again?
Well, in Skype.
Yeah.
You've got the little icon of the person with a plus next to it.
Yeah, I don't have the plus there.
Well, who do you want to add? Is it Lee?
Yeah.
I'll add him.
Can you add him onto that?
Yeah, I can add him. There you go.
God damn it, they changed everything. I haven't got a plus. I've got a plus down the bottom, but it's about snapshots, etc. That's not good.
Hello.
There he is.
Cannot hear anybody.
Hello,
mate.
Can you hear us, Clem Fandango?
Hello.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Sounds like Orson Welles.
Are you calling from 1954?
Coming through my speaker rather than my bloody headphones because Poxy Skype is rubbish.
Are you our roving reporter again? Are you out on the streets of London?
It would appear so. I'm in the Gravesend Road, currently just off of King's Cross.
And how is 1940s London looking to you?
Is it sounding that bad? Okay.
No, it sounds cool. It's very gramophone-y, but I like it. It's kind of retro, so I kind of like it.
I feel you need to adopt the accent, though. Go, hello, this is Medcalf calling. I'm calling from Gravesend Road in King's Cross. How are you all?
Hello. This is Gravesend. This is Gravesend Road calling. Hello.
That's perfect. Yeah, just as long as you're on hit, Matt, please.
Okay, I'll try on this. Okay, I'm going to try and put my headphones in for 1 second. So please hold the line, caller. Yeah.
Oh.
I hear you now.
Yes.
There you go.
Fantastic. Do I sound better now?
He's back into the 21st century now.
Oh wow! Fantastic, brilliant. Well,
what was that film with Rodney where he went back in time? Good night, sweetheart.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't 2018 though, was it?
No.
Anyway, hello, welcome from the Gravesend Road and Clerkenwell Road. Now I've just crossed Clerkenwell Road. So there you go. Hello.
Are you walking all the way home?
I'm walking all the way to Charing Cross, which is approximately 4.5 kilometres from where I currently stand.
Right.
So, I just wanted to talk about very, very quickly, and I'll talk about other stuff as well, if you want.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. You were talking about conspiracy theories with the drones.
Yes.
I've got a better conspiracy theory.
Okay, go on. What have you got then?
Whenever the government has something really bad to deal with, whether it's the referendum or Brexit, do you notice that the royals suddenly produce a baby?
It's true.
Now, without going too far into it, and without Googling or Wikipedia or anything like that, you guys might be able to look this up, but when's Meghan and Harry's baby due?
It's probably about March, I would imagine.
Probably March time, yeah.
Would it be March around about the 22nd to the 29th?
It might well be, you know.
Well, I never.
Are they going to call it Brexit?
Well, perhaps.
Brexit Windsor.
Yeah, baby Brexit. New Brexit, new baby.
This baby is strong and stable and shitting every 2 hours.
Which is pretty much like Brexit. So now just go back to when the vote happened, right? And just, again, I've got no Wikipedia here. I'm literally standing on the corner of Theobald's Road, Clerkenwell Road and Graves Inn Road.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to stop telling us this, because MI6, who's no doubt listening to this now that you're onto them, is probably targeting you with some sort of drone.
Yeah, they have your coordinates right now.
Do you know what? That's brilliant, because they've been listening to me on the phone for ages, and they've been targeting all sorts of porn ads at me. I don't know why. But basically, when the vote happened, when the vote for Brexit happened, did William and Kate not have a small child?
Oh, I don't know. That was 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah, remarkably close to the vote, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
All I'm saying is that our royal lizard people might well be producing eggs that get hatched at particular moments of governmental strife.
Okay, was this also a shotgun wedding that Harry and Meghan had then?
No, I don't think that's the case. I just think they had the wedding, and then they were the only ones that could produce a spawn that would draw attention from the absolute clusterfuck that's about to hit our country.
Steve Bob in the chat has raised an excellent point. He refers us to the Black Dog podcast, episode 224, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Baby!
Well, yes, exactly. Exactly. You see a baby, you ignore the remainder of the actual nonsense that went beforehand and go, oh, why is the baby there?
Baby!
Exactly. So, nice bit of corporate synergy there between Shonky Lab and Black Dog, so well done. But
I love the idea of Harry and Meghan trying to conceive a baby at sword point. It wouldn't be at gunpoint, it'd be at sword point, wouldn't it?
Well, actually, I think there's a royal spawning pool out the back. I think they just have to get into a sort of lake and just spawn.
She's like the lady out of V, isn't she? She's just got eggs laying around, maybe.
Exactly. And then later on, she'll get up and she'll eat a guinea pig and just carry on a merry way. It'll be fine. So there you go. That's the. See, forget all this crap about drones. I mean, that's just a very late night watchman kind of looking at a couple of helicopters going past and going, "Oh, drone." Whereas I think I've found the real conspiracy, my friends.
Do you reckon that there was a drone there then? It was just some old farmer fucking around with his new present?
Well, I'll be honest with you. We drove down to Brighton on that day, and so we had to go past Greenwich. Not Greenwich. What am I talking about? Fucking Gatwick.
Yeah.
And it began with G. I don't care. And we were making jokes that, in the car, sort of look out for the drones, and there were things like helicopters flying about, but it was dark, and so whether or not that was drones or the army or whatever, but the thing was there was clearly something flying about that wasn't planes. So I don't know if that's proof, but that's certainly I don't think that's a conspiracy. I just think that might have either been a mistake, or it may have been something where there was something going on, but they finally worked out what it was and went, oh shit, we can't say anything.
Gotcha.
But that's not the same as, like, I know we have to produce a small human so that all the newspapers look the wrong way. See, that's a more serious conspiracy.
Martin Thompson in the chat room does say apparently the baby is due in spring 2019.
Yeah, but Star Wars is due fall 2019. So what? I mean, I think if you look a little closer, I think you'll find it's actually March.
There's always the cesarean option.
Well, yeah, too posh to push.
Well, yeah. I think you need to get it out now instead of in 2 weeks' time. Let's just pull it out, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, the baby might die, in which case, brilliant. We can have a funeral and a birth.
Oh, man.
That could take like two whole months worth of newspapers. We haven't had a royal
funeral for a long time.
Which comes next? I think if you're talking about, real. I tell you what, if by March the Queen abdicates, then you can sort of really go, hey, conspiracy.
Nah, she's not abdicating. No way. No way.
Okay. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's good. I like it.
Anyway, all I'm saying is I haven't listened to the rest of the cast because I've literally just come out of a pub.
Really?
Yeah. You couldn't tell, could you? Don't worry, I'll still sound like this on Tuesday when we record Black Dog. Yeah, I'm now halfway to... I'm going to Cannon Street, I've decided. I'm not going to Charing Cross. So I'm now going to walk up... What's this road? High Holborn. There you go. Do you want me to say anything to some homeless people so I get killed again?
No, not this time. Okay. I'd rather you just get home in one piece, no dramas, please.
Okay, what have you covered in this episode, by the way, just as a recap, so I know?
What have we covered? We've avoided Trump, haven't we?
We've avoided Trump, death, and politics as much as possible.
Yeah.
Wow, so I've brought at least politics and conspiracies in, so that's good.
No, that's exactly what it needs, I think.
Why have you avoided Trump? I mean, how can you avoid Trump? It's like the idiot in the room basically flinging his shit at the wall.
Yes, that's
Oh, right, okay. Speaking of shit, I tell you what, I can tell you one thing I read today. That there's been a year-long study into those touchscreens on McDonald's restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know that every single one of them has tested positive for fecal matter?
Yeah, and I'm so glad I don't use them or eat in McDonald's.
So, welcome to 2019. Wash your hands.
Yeah. And vegan sausage rolls are available now.
Yeah. That's from Greg's. That's different, man.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Let's not get Piers Morgan involved.
Yeah, don't cross the streams. Never cross the streams.
No, Greg's and McDonald's nothing to do with each other. Anyway, I'll leave you to it because I'm listening now as I'm walking back. But I won't talk anymore because I'm clearly boring myself, let alone everyone else. So
no, you're good, man. You're good. Andy, cut him off quick.
Shit. And another thing. Click. Yeah. Anyway, yes, right. Give Shonky Lab a review. Give it 5 stars out of 3.
Bless your little heart. Before you do go, do I need to watch recommend me one film I must watch before we review something on next Tuesday?
I don't know, actually, because I have no idea what you guys are going to choose, and I was going to send you the format in an email probably tomorrow. But no, we just need a good film, a mediocre film, and a shit film.
Oh, I think I've got that then. That's all right.
I was going to say, after you watch Mandy, I think one of those categories is at least filled.
That definitely it almost covers all 3, but it definitely covers 2.
Well, I tell you what, try and find either Mission Impossible Fallout or Venom.
Oh, Venom, okay.
Or Teen Titans Go.
Right. I'll go down to my local HMV and hopefully it'll be in stock.
Yeah.
Hope it'll still be open.
Yeah, I was going to say, not giving away anything that I'm about to choose for next week's cast. But,
okay.
But you've got to have a look at least 3 of those.
Yep.
So,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lee, Elton's still not seen 2049, so the next time Prince Charles has it on, we're dragging him down there.
Yeah, or I can just put it on the docket and force him.
No, but he's got to see it on a big screen, so we'll wait until Prince Charles is doing it, then you put it on the docket and force him.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, the one thing that everyone loves listening to on these podcasts is production meetings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's true. Seems to happen every time, though. I don't know why, but, it's one of them things.
It's almost like we don't plan fuck all until like 5 seconds before we start talking to each other. Which may be why all the Patreons have disappeared. It's just like, wow, why are you paying for this shit? They just suddenly had an epiphany. Anyway, watch 2049, man. It's very good.
Cool, I will do. Right, I'm going to cut you off now.
Oh, okay. In which case, shall I start spouting?
Oh, there we go. He's gone.
Hey. Never gets old, does it?
I always feel bad, though.
You get over it.
Yeah, he'll be all right. But the thing is, though, he's in the middle of London going, hello? Hello?
Pretty sure at this point he's used to it.
Yeah, definitely. So the drone, then, did we get your thoughts on it? Do you think it's like terrorist, or is it accident, or what?
Oh, I think it was a false positive.
Yeah.
I think someone reported something, probably not a drone. It was probably a Dougal situation.
A Dougal situation?
Yes. You see, this helicopter is small, but that one is far away. And I think it's that. I think there was probably a helicopter far away, but someone thought, that's a drone, and they reported it.
Yeah.
And the airport does what it diligently does when there's a risk to the airport. It shuts down all the flying in and out. They start looking for it and everything like that. And then another one is reported, and then they start bringing in their own drones, and people start reporting those. And as soon as it became a news story, I think you'll find is people would have been going oh yeah, I totally saw that drone. And it's like, where? And you go, oh, it was over there. The amount of hardware they had there, and the amount of equipment, military grade equipment they can bring there for tracking stuff like that. I'm sorry, if it was actually a drone flying there while that stuff was there, they would have found it.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid I don't buy I don't think they'd float the idea there wasn't a drone unless there wasn't.
Right.
Partly because from a terrorist standpoint, if there was one which potentially could have had some explosives or something like that on there, they're not going to admit they just couldn't find a thing,
Yeah.
So
I reckon there was a lot of parents looking under the Christmas tree at that point going, shit, we bought him a drone. Shit. They're not going to be able to, he needs a pilot's license now for it. Oh, bollocks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on.
Ruining the fun for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly, at the very end, because people die and stuff like that, any people that you want to single out for, passing away last
kill.
year? No, not to kill, but have already passed away.
Well, I think the big one for me in terms of that kind of had an impact was probably Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy's been old for as long as I've been alive. As far as I can tell, but always seemed like he'd keep going until he'd outlive the rest of us. But no, he sadly passed away.
Stephen Hawking, we lost Stephen Hawking.
Another one, he's been a fixture there throughout my life.
Yeah,
has gone. There was a few. Burt Reynolds, he died.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's always the case. You go through these things and go, oh yeah, remember him? I just looked at the list. You lost Barbara Bush and George Bush in the same year. Mm-hmm. I didn't realise that.
Yeah. Well, it's often the way though. When people have been together for that long, when one of them passes and dies, it's such a shock to the system. And the person they've been there for, I don't want to get overly dramatic, but their reason for living goes, Yeah. You can definitely see that.
It wasn't as bad as a couple of years ago, though, when
2016.
Yeah. If you died, then you were the big name.
Yeah. 2016 was kind of a clearing house, but then to be perfectly honest, given how 2016 played out, I can see why people were trying to get out early.
Oh yeah, it was the rapture, wasn't it?
It was a bit. But in the hopes of ending on a slightly more positive note for 2018.
Yes.
Best film you saw? I know I'm undercutting Black Dog a little bit, but you can just give me your top one.
Best film I saw. See, that's where I'm struggling at the moment.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't written anything down. I'm trying to remember what I've seen. I don't even think I've been to the cinema this year.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
It's only 4 days in.
Last year, sorry. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't think I have. I honestly can't remember what I've seen. I know I saw Mandy, but that was some weird shit, man. That was, yeah, you needed to drop some LSD to watch that, definitely. I'd imagine, yeah, sat around with your mates and buzzing off your knockers. That would be a good film. But sat at home, watching it, on your Todd, with a cup of tea, kind of not the atmosphere that you need for that film.
That's Nicolas Cage as well, isn't it? You know.
Well, I was kind of hoping, when I saw the shots of it and he was all bloodied up and bearded, I thought, do you know what? Yeah, okay, let's give that one a go. It took me quite a while to get round to it, but yeah, you need to be off your knockers for that one. But at the moment, honestly, hand on heart, couldn't give you a great film from this year.
Okay.
That's a bad thing. That must be a bad thing, though. But I haven't seen a lot from this year.
I saw a fair few bits and pieces. I mean, you saw First Man eventually, and people can go and see our review of that over on the Earth to the Moon podcast.
Yep.
Nice one. You're welcome. I think for me, the best film I saw, and this might just be because it was the most recent one I saw, but Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was really good. It's a great animated film, but a great superhero film, and just an all-round great film. I highly recommend that. Even if superhero films aren't typically your thing, I think it's well worth checking out. Right. Lee suggests Incredibles 2.
Yeah, that's one I need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to purchase that one and watch that.
Yeah.
Martin Thompson says he only went to the cinema 6 times last year. 6 times more than me, I think. I'm just like, right, I'm looking through because I normally get the, it goes in my wallet on my phone. And the last one in there is Suicide Squad. I thought that's not last year.
No. And oh dear. No, see another film, because the worst thing you want to happen is something happens to you and that's the last film you ever saw at the cinema.
Yeah, I've got some terrible films in here. Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to tell you what's in my wallet. I've got Suicide Squad. Then I've got Passengers. Yeah, that's Passengers.
Oh no.
Yeah. Force Awakens. Oh, jeez. Lego Movie. Oh, God. Transformers. Oh, God. Jurassic World. Oh, God. Arrival. See, I'm not a big fan of that. Rogue One. And that's it. That's all I got in there. And they're bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it says Elton saw Infinity War. So.
Oh, I did see Infinity War, yes. Okay, there we go. There's my top. Thank you for that.
Thank you, conscience.
Yes. That's the little angel on my shoulder.
Yes.
Okay, right. I think we should wrap it up there. I think this is enough talking about a terrible year for me personally. And
got to go forward now. Moving forward.
Yes, let's look forward to 2019. So, Andy, what have you got coming up in 2019? What's going on in 2019? What can people look forward to from you in the way of content in 2019? Yeah.
Well, let's see. You and me have just started a brand new podcast, which we recorded the first episode last night, called Into the Expanse, where finally I've got someone to talk about the Expanse with,
right?
Which is a fantastic science fiction show, and I highly recommend everyone watch it, although awkwardly enough, it's not currently available on any streaming service in the UK, but
Nor is the podcast just yet.
But it will be available on Amazon soon. But yeah, we just recorded the first episode of that, so that should be coming out at a date to be determined. And of course, we'll be doing the Formula One, the Grand Prix podcast in beginning of March. I think we said we were looking to do the first one after the testing. So, if you enjoy cars going around really fast with flappy paddles and spoilers and all that jazz, you know where to come to check that out. And that'll all the content will be available on RogueTwoMedia.com. And also, I do the Great Derelict, which is a podcast about everything and anything to do with science fiction. Hopefully, we'll have Mr. Metcalf joining me in the not too distant future. We're going to be talking about 2019 and Blade Runner and Akira, both of which take place in 2019.
Cool.
Oh, and The Running Man as well. So, nice little diverse array of films there to have a chat about. So it should be fun.
Nice. Sounds good. Excellent. And you can catch me, as always, on the Black Dog Podcast, which is at blackdogpodcast.com, here over at Shonky Lab, and all the other stuff that we've done on Rogue 2 as well. And along with the Flix Capacitor. There's only 4 episodes of that. Hopefully there'll be more coming out this year. It's just a case of when I can get the time off work to actually record it. So it's just one of them things. So pop along to RogueTwoMedia.com for all your podcasting needs. I'm sure there's other needs that you need as well. But so that's it, mate. Thank you very much for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Always a pleasure.
Thank you to everyone in the chat room. Thank you to Mr. Metcalf for giving us a ring as well.
Yes, from the 1940s.
Yes.
And Martin, about The Last Jedi, that was 2017.
Yeah, but I did see it though.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm halfway through typing a response. I don't think I'll finish responding now. I'll just do it in the audio form. I did see Last Jedi. I'm going to have to go through a list of films from 2018 to see what I've seen now. I'm sure I've seen a few. Thinking about it now. Anyway, I'm going to finish with that. Thank you to everyone in the chat room. I'm hoping to do this again next Friday. So please pop along to mixler.com/Rogue2Media and you can listen to the next episode of Shonky Lab next Friday. So there we go. So until next time, thank you very much once again, Andy.
Always a pleasure.
And Mr. Metcalf for giving us a ring. And it just leaves me to say, please leave quietly. This is a residential area.